I do
before
want
any.
to. I do kind of want to briefly. Secondary goal. Do either of you have a bong?
A what?
A bong.
A bong?
What's a
Yes.
bong?
Just
I
making
second his
sure.
question.
Like out of characters, you guys know what a bong is,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
A drum, right?
No.
No, I don't know what a bong is in real life. Out of character.
Oh, it's a thing you use to like smoke weed.
Oh
Yeah.
no, I
Those
know.
big glass
Yeah.
things.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
How the fuck would anyone be carrying a bong after all of this, Melina?
Like,
Next on my goal list to collect.
I'm on Kiri's stones, so like, let's not be.
Yep, that's it.
I was just curious to see what would happen if you smoked them, but I'm just gonna like pick up a pedal, burn it in my hand, and like inhale the fumes. Nothing.
It smells pretty bad. It smells like a lot of smoke.
Well,
It smells like smoke when you make smoke.
I don't think.
Oh
these
boy!
I don't think these are drugs, unless you like heavily refine them. So while it's pretty, I think it's largely useless. She just kind of like
Probably.
brushes the ash off.
Aman's gonna take another piece of bark. Does the same thing happen to that?
Yep. It is not extremely fast, but it is very fast in comparison to other trees. So in the process of 10 minutes, you would see the new bark just starting to become brownish.
Hmm. That's really weird. If I use Druidcraft on the bark to try and refresh it, what happens?
Can you ping Druidcraft for me?
Yeah, I basically want to, like, when you make a flower bloom with Druidcraft, I kind of just want to revitalize the bark, I guess. Bring it back to life, I guess.
Mm-hmm. I am going to say that this is not really the same, because creating this would be basically creating wood, and that could have very bad implications for the world.
Oh no, I mean like the piece of bark while it's like turning brown. I want to use Druidcraft to see if I can turn it back to the former color.
Oh no, yeah, you can do that. It turns back to its former color, but once again, as soon as Druidcraft stops sticking, well, it takes 24 hours, but even then,
yeah,
it doesn't take long before it goes back to this brownish state. It almost looks like it's rotting.
That's really weird. Where the hell are we, guys?
Let's Okay, here's a bit of an idea. Who's good at climbing?
I have claws.
Okay. Could you go to the top of the tree and see if, like, these pink flowers are in, like, a circle or something?
I can fly. Oh no, I can't either.
I just
I'm not
like
invested,
look
anyway.
at him. I was like, oh yeah, you flew that one time.
I can technically fly for a minute. Because we vested now.
Yeah.
Which it reminds me, I really should, reset my skills and shit.
Yes, you should.
I think that we should save that in the back pocket because that's a really handy skill.
Aman is
Isn't it?
going to climb the biggest tree he can find in the nearby vicinity. And just attempt
Most
to get
trees
to
are
the
of
top.
the same size.
Yeah, just attempt to get to the top, like above the tree line.
Roll me a dexterity.
I'm gonna, like, be ready Featherfall to save his ass.
Come on. There we go. Oh, that's pretty good.
Okay. You managed to get to the top of the tree without much problem. This tree's not massive. At the very most, it is 10 meters tall, and this is the biggest tree you can fight by far.
Yeah.
And as you climb it and pop your head over the scenery, it is gorgeous. You have never seen anything like this, man. You can see the petals being swung away by the light wind. And once again, when you look back, you can see the green from the place you came from. Just a normal forest. And suddenly, abruptly, it becomes this. It extends further than your eyesight can see. Especially since
Wait,
ahead
the
of you...
pink extends further than I can see?
Yeah,
Wow.
What about the forest on the other side?
as well. It is a big forest. You're
Do
10
I-
meters high, and you can't really see too much around you except the forest itself. And you do realize that through the pink side, it seems like a small storm is coming. There is rain,
Hmm.
and it seems to be heading your way.
Is there a big of smoke as well?
Oh no, yeah, there is very obvious smoke coming from the place you came from.
Yeah. Do I know of any forest big enough to be this big? Because I assume this is a pretty big fucking forest.
Oh no, yeah, by far. I'll take you back to the
I guess the
world map.
Mormon forest?
Even the Philippines, so the woods you were in before were as well extremely large.
Yeah.
So it would easily be any of the three named ones that
Yeah.
are here right now. Although the top one is not. There it is.
Yeah, what does that say? Mornin or Mormam?
I think it's
Mornan.
Mornan.
Yeah.
Alright.
So of course, in this map, I do not list every single tree, every single small patch of forest, but the ones that are listed are there because they're very big.
Makes sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, I can see the end of the forest. It's really big. It's also really pretty. Like, really, really pretty. I want to live here.
No.
Why not?
Because our goal is to get out of this forest.
Aww.
Man, you probably can't see more than 2 miles ahead of through the pink forest.
Okay. That's not very far though, 2 miles.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So either this is a moke in another plane, or this is just some very.
It could also
strange
be a
area.
really big forest.
Yeah.
Do any of us remember, about a forest like this? With any of us
roll
read up
history.
on it?
I don't, because I got a nat 1.
Why do I always do well? I roll well with the skills I have minuses to.
Well, that's good. Maybe you should just take minuses for the Hammer of Soul.
Fuck you.
So,
I could just give
both of you have read things about cherry trees, though it is likely that you've never seen it. You know that cherry trees are not native from Severia, well, from the continent itself. They probably come from somewhere else. They either got imported or they suddenly showed up. And there are some legends about some noble that was trying to achieve immortality. So he followed some ancient dragon's advice and headed towards the cherry trees, but you're not sure where this cherry tree is, and this novel was never seen again.
Guys, I think we have to go deep into the cherry trees and try to find immortality.
Yes!
And also, and I just look up to the sky. This better not be the true immortality is friendship in your tale. I just shout to the gods.
You get smited.
Ah!
Yes, fuck you!
Fuck you, bitch.
Alright, let's go deeper into the cherry forest.
Oh, God.
Yes! Yes!
We
Okay,
continue
so-
walking for however
You keep
long.
walking about a mile and a half from the place you started walking from in once you got into the cherry place. You see this, well, small storm catching up to you guys. It was heading towards you.
Oh yeah, guys, there was a storm coming, by the way.
It's not a big one, but it is still raining, and it is probably very annoying to walk.
I'm glad you told us about that now.
I'm glad I can control water. She has like an ice umbrella.
Aman is really happy he was getting dry.
All of you notice that although the cherry trees look extremely gorgeous once they're dry, when they're wet, they're not as comfy. They look pretty ugly in comparison. But you keep walking. Eventually, you get into somewhere that is fairly misty. Are you all following still the river?
Yeah. Always a good idea to follow the river.
And, okay, it is very misty. You probably can't see more than 100 meters in front of you. But you hear some kind of water movement that is way harder than the flow of the river itself.
Is it coming from the direction of the river?
It's coming from the direction you're heading in.
Let's keep going. Nothing else for it.
Yeah.
Although maybe we should try and be quiet about how we go about this.
Yeah, just hide somewhere and wait for it to pass because it might be dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like danger.
Oh, it's probably a natural phenomenon.
Roll me nature.
By the way, I do want to say, one of my gripes with 5th edition.
Nope, it's perfectly fine. Let's keep going.
Why is
It's
nature
just
intelligence-
our imagination.
Why is nature and religion intelligence based, not wisdom based?
It's
I'm-
because it's all about recalling what you know about it, not and to actually do with it.
Yeah.
So it's recalling information about it.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so 14 is the highest. Man, this is not extremely hard to recognize. You've probably never seen it, but this is likely the sound of water falling.
Guys, this is probably the sound of water falling.
Huh?
I believe the phenomena is called a waterfall.
I've seen one before.
Really, what's it like?
If we go find it, this is probably where the
Beautiful.
mist is coming
Yes.
from. So...
Okay, guys, out of character, we should go find the waterfall because behind it there's gonna be a chest full of loot.
And also, it's a great thing to paint.
Yes. Let's go to the waterfall.
Okay, you keep heading through the course of the river, I guess. And it takes you a fair amount of time, even though it is very loud. You did not expect this to be that far, because it seems to be coming from somewhere close. But the sound is almost deafening, the amount of water that's dropping. And by the end of it, you get to the end of the river. There's obviously waterfall going down. And it is a long waterfall. It is about 50 meters down.
Oh wait, it's going down from where we are?
Well, it's a waterfall.
I mean, we could have been at the bottom of a waterfall.
Oh, no. You're following the river down, so you're not following it up.
Oh.
Hey guys, do you want to try something super dangerous and dumb?
Yes!
I
No?
looked at Willem.
Can I walk to the, without actually being in the waterfall, can I look over the edge?
There
And
is a
see
cliff.
See if it's spiky down there.
Sure, you can try.
I would
first
like to
roll
try.
Roll me dexterity, since you're approaching a cliff.
Alright.
12. Okay, man, you're approaching this cliff. The mist is still around you. But once you get very close to the cliff, you realize that the rest of the area, it has it's more like if the cliff was a donut. Not the cliff, the mist was a donut. There is no mist whatsoever after the cliff itself, up
Ooh.
until another mile or two.
Guys,
But
I
the
think we
terrain
should
is
go.
very slippery, man.
Oh no.
You're walking very slowly towards the edge.
Yes.
Do you want to continue?
I would
course he
like
does.
to get down on all fours, crawl over to the ledge, and just look over it really stealthily and really carefully.
Roll dexterity with advantage.
Yes.
I'm keeping an eye on him.
You can't see me in the mist.
Ooh,
Shit.
good thing. Okay. So you get towards the cliff, Aman.
Yes.
You look down through the waterfall, and you see the water itself is crashing straight into some rocks.
Ooh.
Under the waterfall itself, a huge lake is extending.
Like I said,
Well, I don't know
beautiful.
how big are lakes in real life, but it is very big. And you can see from above the clouds, it's probably because you can't really see too much, since the mist is working like a donut right now. But there seems to be another even, well, smaller in the amount of water that's falling, but there's another waterfall coming from even further above. It is going into the same water itself, into the same lake.
Guys, we should go down here. It's really cool. There's multiple waterfalls here going into the same lake.
Roll me perception.
I believe it's called a caldera.
Boom!
Okay.
Not gonna bother.
So from
DC
this
25.
distance, you're about 50 meters up from the lake,
Yes.
and you do see there are some creatures moving in the lake. You know they're fish, but they seem to be extremely large in comparison to the ones you've seen.
Guys, there's really big fish down here.
The
You know
hell
that-
are we?
You know that the left part of the lake itself is fairly non-deep. I don't know how you say that.
Shallow.
Shallow, yeah. It is fairly shallow. You rolled in that way. You can probably assume you can even walk through there. And there are a couple animals drinking water from it. In between them, you do see a giant elk.
Holy shit.
The giant elk is just calmly drinking. And you see giant fish as well. But that is about it for now.
Guys,
Am I
see
wrong,
a
or
giant
have we-
elk.
Have we shrunk, or are they bigger than normal?
You're not seeing this, Merlin. You need to get close to the edge.
Oh, right.
Yes, Merlin, come to the edge.
What do your lizard eyes see?
I see big fish and big elk and lots of water.
You know, when things are bigger, that means that typically they're more magical. That's a magic fact. She, points to a camera that's not there and smiles.
Are you okay, Melina?
No, I think I just had a stroke.
Okay, let's.
Guys, we should
I think
go
we should
down there.
stop to eat. I think we should stop to eat. We've been walking for a while. This place is fucking crazy. We need a little bit of a break.
You see, we could stop and eat whenever we catch one of those big fish.
Are the fish big enough to eat us?
By far.
Oh, I don't think we should. I think they would eat us instead.
The smallest fish you've seen is car size.
Oh my god!
Oh, that sounds awesome. Let's go down there and catch one.
Wow.
That sounds insanely dangerous. Let's do it. Is there land down there? Or is
Yeah,
it
there is.
all water?
No, yeah, there is land. Like I said, there to the left there is a shallow area. The rest, but it's still surrounded by the cherry trees.
Um,
I really want to go down there, guys.
You're not sure how to go down though,
I have
since
an
you're at the
idea.
edge of the cliff.
How do you guys feel about holding hands?
Yes.
Grabs your hand.
Why? If you don't mind me asking.
Because there's the magic of friendship that, is rarely tapped into. And
Can you tell me the real reason why?
Aman is already holding you guys' hands. He has really weird scaly hands.
It's literally, I'm using friendship magic. This is literally, I have one friendship spell. It is this one.
Is it Featherfall?
It is Featherfall.
Alright, let's do it.
You know what? Fuck it. Let's go.
I think that we just like sprint and swan dive off the cliff.
Yeah.
Are you
And,
all going towards the water?
I think we want to
Probably
land
shallower.
on land. Yeah, we want to land on land, but close to the shallow water.
Yeah.
Okay, so you move left towards so you leave the river itself and the waterfall. You walk almost a mile to the left
Holding hands the whole time.
until you get to the.
Is the cliff just straight down the entire mile we walk?
No, you know it. You notice it goes a bit down, but it's still a cliff.
Yeah, alright.
It seems fairly natural though. It doesn't seem like anyone has cut a chunk or anything.
Doesn't have giant teeth mark or anything.
If they're where you would not be able to see obvious ones from here.
Alright, I'm just making sure that we're not, like...
If we run and jump far
Yeah.
enough, we can look back and see if it looks like teeth marks.
Alright. We jump down holding hands.
Yes.
You all jump down holding hands.
I cast Featherfall.
Yep. You see the creatures that are drinking on the lake. The giant elk especially just looks at you falling. He doesn't seem to recognize what the hell you might be, but he's not afraid of you. He just goes back to drinking. And you land safely. Once again, cherry trees. It is a very alive environment. You can hear a lot of trees as well, even though there's a couple waterfalls. And once you're down there, please roll me perception. Remember, there is no mist around this area. It is exclusively around this area. This area has.
Whoops.
And also, guys, we can now stop holding hands. Being this nice for this long is physically paining me.
Agreed.
Okay. Melina, you're just looking at how you're holding hands. You're not very happy. Merlim, Idun, you notice almost the same as a man noticed from there. Although you probably don't see the massive fish I was talking about. A man from there, you notice there's a very small isle towards the north of the lake. And several caves. There is one big cave close to you guys, to the shallow area. And it seems like there's some kind of white fur around it.
Okay, guys, I have a very important question. Can
I
we
feel
spare
like-
10 minutes?
Why?
How close is the elk?
The elk, fairly close, like not more than 100 meters.
I would like to spend 10 minutes to ritually cast Speak with Animals. Because I really want to make Gonzalo be an elk.
I was just gonna say you've blown Gonzalo's mind with that.
Can you ping this spell so that I can get into the mindset of becoming a
An
giant
elk.
elk? How intelligent are you?
They're actually pretty smart in giant elks. Giant elks, I think.